What's up, YouTube? Southern Common Geek coming to you with some more unboxing videos. Yep. I had some that come in. I just haven't been able to get them out in a video form, and so wanted to go ahead and put them out there to the masses, as it were. Hopefully everybody's doing okay out there, avoiding all the madness that surrounds us, whether it be plagues or ideologies. Or issues, irregardless. Hopefully everybody's staying safe out there. So I had mentioned in the last video that I've been staying away from eBay purchases, mainly trying to grow my comic book collection at this point organically, whether it's happen to find it on Instagram or happen to find it at a comic shop, as opposed to directly going, hey, I want XO Man of War this. And so thought that would slow my roll down. Hasn't helped all that much, but that was kind of the idea. Well, I kind of went against that grain because I seen something somewhere and been collecting anniversary covers. The 25th anniversary covers, that is, from back in the 80s, and just been picking them up here and there. And so I've seen some, and as I do for Instagram sales, I typically will go and look at these sellers' other items before I make the leap to say, hey, I want to buy from you. That way I can kind of get the most for my shipping dollars. And I think we all do that. Everybody likes Amazon Prime because, hey, it's free, or you pay a fee for it. And if you get a lot of stuff shipped, you more than make your money for it anyhow. So I was like that on eBay. So the majority of these purchases came from eBay. The only exception to that is this one right here, Giant Size X-Men #1. This is a reprint. I'm thinking this is either it's German or Spanish. It's a language I don't understand, so how about that? And so picked this up. Been picking a lot of foreign books up lately, kind of just diversify and branch out, thinking maybe in the back of my mind that it would slow things down. Hasn't. But anyhow, picked that one up. So when I change out my wall over there eventually, I'll have some kind of Giant Size X-Men homage covers and reprints like I do for the Hulk 181 currently. If you haven't seen that, check out my Instagram page. I've posted that up there. I have two walls of comics. One is my Uncanny X-Men slabs, the first so many. And I'm going to slab up to, some of them I bought slabbed already. Some of them I got signed, and that's why they're slabbed. But my 1, 4, and 9 are on the way back from the grading company. And so the earliest ones I already upgraded my number 11, which is the first appearance of the Stranger. Upgraded that on buying it from the Golden Age Guru on Instagram sale the other night. So there's a couple of them I'm going to upgrade before I slab. But I plan to slab have the first so many, like 25 or 30 books. Let's see, I can get 6 times 5, so 30. Yeah, so if I do the first 30, I'll have my entire wall full of just the earliest X-Men there. So that's the plan. Anyway, I digress. So aside from that, this other stuff's from eBay. It came from one seller. I have joggled back and forth in my mind whether or not I want to say, hey, this seller did this or the seller did that, and call his name out and do all this other kind of stuff. But trying to be the better person, but just kind of telling you, my experience with this one particular eBay salesperson, and so to be wary of, doing business with the right folks. And I've never done business with this particular person before. Surprisingly, they have an awful lot of positive feedback on eBay. So I don't know if maybe I just caught them at a bad time, struck a wrong chord, or what. Don't know. Everybody's entitled to a bad day every now and then, I guess. So maybe that was just the deal. So I went on my app and ordered all these. And I have two accounts. My wife has an account, and I have an account. The app is my account, and even though my wife doesn't ever order anything, and the web pages that account. You got her account, and so you got different username and passwords. I don't keep up with all that stuff, and I feel like most people, that's why they give you the option to save your password. And so I went in there and put add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. Well, it was giving me shipping totals for every single book as if they were not going to be shipped together. And so I contacted the seller and I said, hey, it's not combining shipping. We went back and forth for a little bit, and I said, he was wanting me to have to log in online to see it. And I said, why? Can you just not refund me the shipping that was overpaid? He said, well, PayPal takes part of that back because they charge me for the final sale cost, the percentage. And I said, that's fine. Yeah, and nobody has ever said that to me, but I'm assuming that's true. And I said, well, that's fine. Look, to me, I'll receive 3% less back for not having to worry about resetting passwords on every device and all that kind of stuff. So they said, okay, well, it's 10 books. And so 10 books can fit into one Gemini mailer. Do it all the time. I charge $9. It actually costs $8.05 to priority mail it with $50 worth of insurance and a tracking number. I'm not looking at making money off of shipping. And I know that some people do. That $9 covers the extra whatever. So I know some people are in it to make money off of shipping, not this much money off of shipping, and I'll get to that in a minute. So it came down to it, he refunded it, and even after the refund, it ended up being like $17 and some change. And I was like, man, that's pretty excessive, huh? Don't you think? And this is not openly to, it's not like it's on Instagram for all to see or anything like that. This is just, direct message back and forth on eBay. He said, and I said, don't you think that's kind of excessive? He said, no, I don't, blah, 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 blah. And I told you what the price was going to be, which he did not, by the way. I said, but look, that one's on me. I didn't ask. I went ahead and wanted to pull the trigger, thought, you were going to do right, whatever. That's on me. What is on you, though, is you've lost a future customer, potential customer, and you also are going to get adequate or accurate reviews when it comes time to get my comics. Oh my goodness, you thought I had slapped his mama or something, as he came back with this long email dissertation about, you don't know what it is to run a mail company, blah, 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 blah. Hey, look, pal, I'm not all up in your business. I'm not trying to run a mail order company. No, I don't know how it is to run a mail order company. Guess what, pal? You don't know how it is to run a $30 million insurance company either. But hey, I wasn't going to throw that in his face. No, I'm not. But I do know that $17 for shipping is a little excessive. All he had to say was, well, hey, it's our shipping, and drop it. But then when he cussed me out in the email was the interesting thing. He cussed me out and said, you want to be about this or be about that anyway? I could have gave it to you for free. Why don't I just give it to you for free? Look, pal, nobody said anything about giving it to you free. As a matter of fact, the comics really weren't all that great of a deal. I just went ahead and pulled the trigger on some of these because, like I said, I wanted to save on shipping costs because I'm having all of them come at one time as opposed to picking one here or there. And so that's some of these I wanted, but I'm like, I could have waited. And the deals weren't all that great. I can get a lot better deals on YouTube auctions. I got a lot better deals on Instagram. And I know some of that's due to the fact that eBay charges all these fees. And I get that. I didn't even say nothing about his comic book prices. I was talking about his shipping prices. Obviously, he's making up some of the difference on the shipping. But that's how it was. And so if you're interested in knowing who it is, let's do it this way. If you're interested in knowing who it is, hit me up on IG and I'll share if you're interested, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to try to be the better person because this guy additionally says, well, what you can look at is being blocked on eBay because I've got a little myriad of extra sellers and I'm going to tell them how you are. And I'm like, dude, if you would look at my feedback, it's all positive. whether I was a seller or whether I was a buyer. And so if somebody can't look at that and say, hey, these guys had a disagreement. I want this guy's money. This guy pays quick. And by the way, every one of my things says quick payment. Because as soon as I do it, I check out, I go. I know people want their money, just like I would. So anyway, that's the deal with that. I haven't mentioned it already, but it bears mentioning as we segue into showing what comics that I went through all this to get. And that is to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also hit that bell notification so that when videos like this drop, you are one of the first people to know. Also, be sure to check out my 400 subscriber giveaway and find out, if you haven't already, how to enter to win. It's very easy, but watch the video to find out how you win, because you can also find out what you could win when that time happens. I'm still, a little under 50 to go. Who knows how all these things, I guess as people go back to work, kind of some of the subscriber stuff stops. Who knows? I don't know. The YouTube algorithm or the algorithm knows, so let's ask Agu Ramos. Maybe he can be able to tell us, but nevertheless, these are the books. How about that? So we got What If, and this is number 50 this is from the second series. So 90s foil goodness right there. And the Hulk had killed Wolverine. So I wanted to put this on essentially what is the Hulk versus Wolverine wall right now, because I've got all the 180, 181, 182, and they're surrounded by the Foo magazine, which has Hulk on it. Anyhow, it probably would go in good with that, but wanted to add this back to the old collection. And I will say this, that looking at these books, the guy did adequately grade his books. So on the eBay feedback, one of the things was that, hey, was an accurate description. And I gave him 5 stars for that. He got 1 star for shipping. And then as far as communication, I gave him a middle one. And the reason why is because although he communicated well back and forth as we were going through the whole process, it was his potty mouth at the end of the deal that landed him that, but whatever. Uncanny X-Men Annual number 1. This is of the second run of Uncanny X-Men, or the third run, one of the two. And so this was one that I was needing to complete the set of Uncanny X-Men, including the annuals. Only need one more now. So Classic X-Men number 3. Some Storm goodness there. And that's the 25th anniversary cover. Storm, it's all your fault. You're the reason why I ended up dealing with this guy. Oh, curses. New X-Men 26. And New X-Men was one of those series that I kind of said, hey, look, you got to draw the line somewhere, because these X people breed like rabbits. It's a matter of fact, it's a Krakoan law now, right? So New X-Men was something I shot away with, but this was an homage cover. And Today is a Future Past, and so couldn't pass that one up. There, New X-Men 26. Then I got an X-Men ash can, 75-cent edition ash can. Aside from the foreign comics, I've been picking up a lot of promo comics and stuff, and so I guess that ash can kind of falls into that. The Mighty Thor 373, some Walt Simonson goodness, and a fine plus. And like I said, he's pretty on the grading side of things. That'd be a pretty cool one to get Simonson to sign if I were to send it off. Leave your comments below what you think, and if you're sending anything to CGC to get signed. But although I like those people's signature, I can just as well go online and buy a signature already done, and I don't have to worry about sending it, just paying to ship it to CGC, hoping it gets back to me in one piece and all the other kind of stuff. And so me, myself, and I, where I'm at on that is I'm just going to wait till con season. And if it's not in the cards and something happens, so be it, that I never get to get these people to sign stuff. But I'd just rather not take the chance. There's going to be so many books going to CGC that I just don't know that I want to take the chance that they don't end up back to me in the grade desired or in the back to me period. So I just assume if I want a signature so bad that I can't wait to get it in person, because getting in person to me is some of the fun to it. So X-Force #1. This is bagged with the X-Force card in it, and which was the only card I was missing. And interestingly, okay, this one's the regular Captain America Direct version. The other day I got one of these in. It was actually the newsstand, and then of course I've got some that have got the negative Captain America variant, where the white and the black are reversed from the normal. It used to be a big thing, not so much now. Exo Manowar 63. And you knew I had to throw some Valiant in there, right? And so the other night, I just kind of was tuning out of auctions or whatever like that. Happened to throw it over to, I think, Biggie's auction, and Thorough was on there. And I'm like, I hadn't seen anything I wanted. I'm like, got through an auction without actually buying something. And he throws up the last issue of the first set of Exo Manowar in a 9.8 CGC slab. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And overbid the guy by $1 and won it. So that one's coming my way because he's expecting a little one. So I think he's trying to get all this stuff out before all that happens. And so this is Exo Manowar Volume 2, the lesser famed Acclaim era. And so this is 15. You don't find many of these out there in the wild. Those are very low print runs, especially for back in the 90s when there were so many of everything printed. And then this is number 18 of that same series. And so that's all I've got, folks. Just kind of a rant more than anything else. And so let me know what you've been collecting. Tell me what you've been picking up. Have you been going back to the LCSs, or your LCSs even open to get back into new comic book swing of things? I know personally I didn't make the extra trip to go to the LCS because it just hadn't been anything there of late. I've been picking up more of this stuff, off the wall stuff. And yes, that's my baby crying in the background, but somebody will get to her. She's not going without or being destitute because I'm sitting here recording a video for YouTube and nothing like that. So I do appreciate everybody taking the time out of their busy lives to watch this video and join with me in my collection journey. And be sure to leave comments down below. Tell me what you're looking for, and as we journey this thing together. So with that said, until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.